Erik, I know it's not been long, but do you know any more about Martinez or Varane or any of the players who missed last night?
Sorry, no, it's not even 24 hours, so I don't have a complete diagnosis, so I can't tell in this moment.
You already said that Varane and Martinez won't play this weekend, so how much faith do you have in Maguire and how much faith do you have in Lindelof?
Well, a lot. I think they are decent centre halves, and they proved in the past. They proved this season. I think we have 4 or 5 very good centre halves, so who can do the job.
Simon Peach.
Are there any players that you think will be available tomorrow that we're perhaps missing? A McTominay or a Luke Shaw, perhaps?
For Sunday, yeah could be, but we have to see. We have now 2 sessions to go, training. So I don't know by now, but can be that Scott and Luke return in the squad, but not sure.
Obviously, a lot happened last night, and a lot of the post-match was focused on the injuries and the way it ended. Kind of got overlooked how well Anthony Martial started, held up the ball. And things. Were you pleased with his performance?
Oh, I think when you see first half, I think we were in a really good shape. Aaron Wan-Bissaka played very well. Anthony Dos Santos played very well. Marcel Sabitzer played really well. Bruno played very good. And Anton Martial as well. Of course, also Raphael and Dicha. So there were many positives about yesterday's game.
Richard.
Erik, how difficult is it for you as manager at this stage of the season? You've got 11 games for sure that you've still got to play, possibly 13, 14 in space of 7 or 8 weeks. You've got injuries to deal with as well. Is there any way in which you can rotate the squad, or do you just have to go with what you've got each game?
But we have depth in the squad. We have to use the squad. So that's also what we did yesterday. In the meantime, you have to win games. So also you need a tactical approach to win the games. But I think we have good players, and when we have problems, so injuries, suspension, we have depth in the squad.
Can I ask your thoughts on Nottingham Forest as well? I mean, you've played them 3 times, including the League Cup already this season, but they've obviously got plenty to play for as well. They're not going to lie down for you.
I think what place they are, and we know what we can expect on Sunday. They are in the survival mode, and they will run for their lives. So we have to be ready for that game.
Thank you.
Samuel.
With Martial having played so well last night, have you got an idea of when he will be able to complete 90 minutes? Because it has been a while since he finished a game.
So maybe he can, but it's a risk, and we can't take that risk in this moment because we don't have so many options in the front line with Rashford injured, with Garnacho injured. We don't have so many options there. We have to be careful, and also in individual prospect that we know when there's coming a lot of load, then he gets injured. So we have to build it, and especially when the game's coming quick after each other, the recovery time is less. We have to take that also in mind. We have to manage that very, very good and very careful.
And I know, at the risk of looking ahead to next week, that Harry Maguire suspended for the Brighton game. Is that going to have a bearing on your selection for the upcoming games, and that you may not be able to risk certain players who will definitely be available for Brighton?
Oh, we have to take that in mind as well, of course. We know that Harry is suspended, but it's good. I think he played very good against Everton yesterday. He came in, for me also very good. And the coming games, it's up to him. But around, we have to take that in mind that he is suspended for the game against Brighton.
James.
Erik, there were some claims from Argentina, I don't know if they're correct, that Martinez might have been a broken metatarsal in his foot. Is there any truth in that?
I can't say in this moment. When we have news, we will give it straight to you. but let's do the medical, do their assessment, that fully diagnose, complete diagnose, and then we will give the news. But yeah, I think it doesn't change at this moment.
But you've no idea about what it might be.
Yes, I have an idea, but I don't go in speculation.
Rob. Rob Dawson.
Eric, I'm sorry.
Both Rob.
Eric, Forest have played, I think, 37 games this season. Last night was your 50th. I think it's going to happen a lot between now and the end of the season where you come up against a team who haven't played the same amount of games as you have. Is there any concern at all about the energy levels of your players for this running, especially when you're playing teams who haven't had the same schedule as you have?
Yes, but I see also advantage. So we had more games, so we are have more routines. So we like to play, and that will give the energy. So yeah, I think many advantages is in, and we want to go for silverware. That have to give energy, and we want to go to make the season a success. That have to give energy.
Okay, we'll take the other Rob then.
Thank you. Eric, when you get to this stage of the season and every game seems to have something riding on it, how important is it to have players in the squad like a Raphael Varane and a Casemiro who are so used to getting to this stage of the year and playing in massive games, cup finals?
Yeah, of course they have to help the team with their leadership, because they have the experience to win silverware, to win, to get the success. So yeah, they have to point and to coach the team.
And on that point about leadership, Peter Schmeichel after the match last night said that he felt there was a lack of leadership at some stages towards the end of the game against Sevilla. Do you think that's fair?
I think the second half, yes. Well, we dropped down our levels, we dropped our standards, and we make some mistakes. And as I said, we had bad luck. Definitely, with injuries. We had bad luck also. The goals was so lucky and deflected, but yeah, you can avoid it. And we had to avoid it, so we also have to look in the mirror, yeah.
Okay, last two, Dave and Neil.
Hi, Eric. Qualifying for the top four was always going to be a difficult task, but how much harder is it with the injuries you have now? And for those players coming in, how important is it that they step up and show the mental toughness needed to get you through this difficult period and keep you on course for the top four?
When you said that question, straight is also the answer. Yeah, every game is a battle. Every game is a fight, and you have to be ready for that fight. And we have a squad with, I've said all season, we have more than 11 starters. So now, yeah, others are our own. And when the time is there, yeah, you have to show and to contribute to the team. And you have to be ready, and that is what we expect and what we demand.
But is it difficult for certain players who haven't played much to suddenly come into the side and be expected to perform at that level?
I think then you're finding excuses, and when you want to find excuses or when you want to set excuses, then you don't have to play in Man United. Then you have to look for another club. You have to wait for your moment, and when your moment is there, you have to contribute and to have you have to bring your performance. That is what we demand.
Last question in this section, Neil.
You said Bruno Fernandes and Anthony were both playing well last night. Bruno Fernandes and Anthony were both playing well last night. Anthony particularly.
Anthony, which Anthony you mean?
Anthony Dos Santos.
Dos Santos, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you said you brought them off because the referee warned you that they could get sent off. Why didn't you just leave them on and trust them to keep their heads?
Because with the next, Bruno was throwing a ball away. I said with the next he's off, and he saved him because Seville did the same first half, and the player from Seville got booked for it. And Anthony, finally, I think. He sorted out, but don't come in such circumstances. Everything is going in our way. 2-0 up, we're playing a good game. So don't go into individual battles with your opponents. It's not necessary. You heaten up the opponent, and the risk to get sent off. And I don't want to take the risk, and it's easily. So afterwards. That is, we call it. So where I coming from, you call it you looking a cow in the ass. Huh? Then
Looking a cow in the ass.
yeah, cow in the ass. That's why.
Or in the ass, sorry.
Yeah. So we call it.
That wasn't good.
I call it. We call it in my region from the Netherlands.
Right.
That is easy.
Whereabouts is that?
That's easy.
Yeah.
But when he got sent off, and you tell me, why don't you get him off? Why don't you go for the risk?
Yeah. So you said the first one with Bruno was he had thrown the ball away and
Yeah.
could have been booked. So the referee said,
That would be his second.
yeah, okay.